Okay, y'all, we are live and thank you for joining us for the Fit Pros show. We are live here with Suzelle Snowden, and Suzelle, for those of you, hello. We can see Rocky's here, and then there are going to be more people joining us on Zoom, and you'll see them up here, but Suzelle and I will be the ones talking. If you guys have questions, you're going to put them into the chat, and the chat is at the bottom of your screen. If you look at the bottom of your Zoom screen, there's a little green button that says share, and then over to the right, there will be a little chat button. And so you'll put your questions in there, and please, we want to hear all your questions. And then we're going to record this session and put it up on Facebook, because Facebook was not cooperating with us today when we tried to broadcast from Zoom to Facebook, which sometimes tends to happen because the whole world is using Zoom right now. Okay, so for those of you who do not know who Suzelle Snowden is, let me tell you, Suzelle is the person that we all want to be when we grow up. Suzelle travels around the world, not just around the world, but to the best resorts, and picks them out and gets contracts with them so that we can all go there and teaching vacations to resort guests at a comped rate. And I'm going to let her explain a little bit more of that, but she owns Fit Bodies Travel, which is the teaching vacation company that allows us to do teaching vacations as instructors. Okay, so Suzelle, hello.
Hi, Kelly.
It's good.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
I saw you signed back up again with your membership, so you're getting ready to pick a trip soon.
Yes, I would love to take a trip soon, and I also, full disclosure, anybody else that signs up, I get a little affiliate credit with Suzelle,
right.
And so it
Please.
goes toward any.
Yeah. So if you haven't been on our site, especially, make sure you use that code, the link she sends you when she sends you the link, so that it can go through her affiliate. I give you credit.
And I'll stick it in here right now while we're talking. Yeah. I'll put it in the comments.
Yeah, so don't go to that website before you go with her link, because sometimes the cookies get in the way. So we'll keep track of it, I promise.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Suzelle, the other day on Tuesday, I did kind of take everybody through a little bit of information about teaching vacations. I probably butchered it because I have not traveled with you in a really long time.
Not much has changed. I mean, really, I can give you guys a real quick rundown too. It's pretty simple, and I think that's what scares people. What I hear a lot are people say to me, "It's just too good to be true. This can't be real. There's got to be a catch. You know, what are the hidden costs?" I mean, there's so many questions like that come up because it does sound like it's too good to be true. I understand that, but it's not too good to be true. It's actually really, really true, and it's even better when you do it. It sounds amazing, but when you actually do it, that's when it's amazing, more amazing. But anyway, so simply, what Kelly said, I contract all-inclusive resorts. So they use different names these days, because all-inclusive back in the old days, which is when I started, it's almost 30 years. Wow, coming up 30 years, I know. So I was an aerobics instructor. That's what we called ourselves back then. I owned an aerobics studio and instructor training center. So I was training instructors as well as teaching classes and all the stuff. And at the time, it was mid-90s, and I was teaching step, which most of us were then. I was teaching everything else too, but yoga hadn't popped in yet much, and pretty much it was us bouncing around. And I was at a resort with my husband, and we were it was an all-inclusive property in Jamaica. So I went to take a class from this girl, a step class. I was pretty excited because all-inclusive, a lot of food, a lot of drinks, and plus I don't do well without exercising, and that's what I did for my exercising then. She was from Jamaica, obviously had a great beat. She was beautiful. She was in amazing shape. She had no idea what she was doing on the step. It was pretty scary. And I'm such a stickler for queuing and for safety and, you know, all those things. As a fitness instructor from the mid 80s, is when I started. So I had to leave. I just couldn't be there. So the next day I went back up, and she had actually hurt herself. I told my husband, she's going to hurt somebody. I can't be here. So she couldn't even teach the class because of that. She hurt herself. But anyway, I took over. And then after that, they asked me if I would teach the rest of the week, which of course I was thrilled. I filled the floor. 4:30 in the afternoon on a parquet wood floor in the middle of the dining room, people smoking, people walking by, you know.
Oh my gosh, this is hilarious.
I don't even know whose music I use. I just, you know, got on a step and went for it. So they said, hey, you know, back in those days, this was before internet, you guys, and I don't know how old the people are that are in here, but there was a day, and they didn't even have computers, let alone an internet system. So we booked when we before we left the hotel, we would book for our trip again, or else we'd have to get on the phone, like, you know, do it. So we'd already booked, and they said, well, come back. Will you come back and will you teach some? And I said, not only am I going to teach, but I'm going to train this girl, put her through my training program while I'm here. But yes, definitely. So right before I left to go, and to leave, we were packed and ready to go, got a phone call, and the manager said, you're still coming? And I explained, absolutely, can't wait to do this. And she said, your room is comped. And so I looked at my husband, and he goes, well, me too? And I said, well, what are they going to do? Charge half price? It's all inclusive. It's you don't pay. So I was just blown away, because I would have done it and paid full price. Most of you guys would do the same thing. I mean, it's what we love. And so anyway, but that was really nice. So I went, and I did it again, and I did it again. And then they said, do you know anybody else that does this stuff? So I was involved with the City of Hope, Workout for Hope back then. And if any of you guys were around then, we were raising money for the research for AIDS. And it was people from all over the country. And we came together, and I got up and I talked about it. And then I was a master trainer for Thomas the Promise. Sorry, Thomas. And I still am, of course. But anyway, I got up in front of his people and said stuff. So this is how I spread the word. But it was still phone calls and faxes until 3 other hotels contacted me when they heard about it, because guests were loving us. And I would say a handful of people, and many of them still traveling with me, by the way. I think all of them still traveling with me, by the way. This was mid-90s. By 98, 3 other hotels contacted me, and that's when I went into a business program, a plan, very simple, because we were spending so much money on phone calls and faxes. We needed a plan. So so what we've done now, and the way it's done now, is the way it came together back in those days, except now, of course, we have a wonderful internet and a great website, a couple websites actually. So fitness instructors and tennis pros and yoga teachers and Zumba teachers and Strong Nation, now it's called, pound instructors, whatever it is that you teach group fitness wise, and we even have a couple positions for DJs and musicians and golf pros. But mainly we're fitness and yoga. You become a member of Fit Bodies by creating a profile on our website, which is actually called fitnessprotravel.com. Fitnessprotravel.com. So fitbodiesinc.com is going to get you there. It's another website more geared to maybe a hotel looking for us, or needing information, or other things that we do. It gives us a platform.
That's where I've been sending everybody.
It's fine. It directs you right to fitnessprotravel.com. So it's just a shortcut. Yeah. Okay. And so fitnessprotravel.com or fitbodiesinc.com, it's the same place. That's where we built the actual place where you're going to create your profile. So what you do is you come in, you don't pay any money, you create a free membership, a free profile. That's where I find out all about you. So I know what to do with you. And my system sets you up automatically to be able to choose where you want to go, when you want to go, and for how long you want to go, based on your qualifications. So you got to tell me as much as you can in your bio. I like to hear about your dogs. I like to hear about, your background and your loves and that kind of thing. It's all cool, because that's what bios are. But then we get to professional experience. That's when I need the nitty gritty. I need details. How long have you been teaching? Where are you teaching? Where did you teach? That is important information, because as we all know, as professionals, our background means as much as what we're doing currently. And it's important, because when you do go to these resorts and teach, you're going to be teaching to everyone under the sun. There could be 5 or more languages where they don't speak your language. Most of the time it's North Americans there, but not always. We do always see some, maybe Spanish speaking, or there's, German, or Europe. I mean, like, well, that's Germany, but maybe Britain. There's a lot of people that travel to these places that don't speak English. Although wherever I send you, there is English speaking always. So you don't have to worry about that. You're going to have every level of fitness, right, Kelly? I mean, every level that you can imagine, from the people who have never done it before, to the people who work out all the time, to the people who shouldn't be there because of well, I should say shouldn't be there, but they wouldn't normally go to a class, but now there you are. So they're not maybe their health is a little impacted, or their fitness, their whatever it is, they're not going to have the proper shoes. They might have already partaken in a few rounds of mimosas by that time. I mean, who knows? It's all inclusive. And there's a lot of factors that go into it. So a background is really important, because you are not going to be walking into your studio or your gym setting where those people know what they're to expect and you know what to expect. So that's what's really cool. You learn a lot about yourself and become a better instructor because of it.
So I remember when I was at Zoetry, I had a man in yoga a couple times, and then his wife came up to me toward the end of the week, and she was like, you have changed his life, because he would never have tried. I think, one of the things about me, like, I'm a thicker waisted person. I'm not like the typical really skinny instructor, and that's just is what it is. But not that all of us are skinny, but you know what I'm saying. I'm not skinny. I'm not skinny. So anyways, that is what got him to class, because, it was like a little bit more approachable. Yeah. And so she said, you've changed his life because he has tried it. He feels so good. And now he is going to keep doing it when he gets home. And then I lost his email. I didn't get to keep it.
But they do. We have an opportunity to reach people at the best time in their life. They're on vacation. Right now it's a little different, but most people's lives, you're so busy. You don't have time. You don't want to get in the car and go and be, hit by a salesperson, or try to figure out, I don't know what to wear and people are going to be looking at me. Well, you're on vacation. You're done with your book. There's this girl and she looks like she knows what she's doing. And that's the other thing. We create that confidence. So what the girl did in Jamaica was, she was Jamaican and she was up there and people joined her. But if it was somebody that had never worked out before, they might not have joined her, because they would have thought, okay, this girl's a Jamaican and she's part of the entertainment team. She might not know. Whereas we provide that confidence. So when
you feel like that's one of the things that really works about the program, is that you are sending Americans and North Americans, and it feels a little bit more familiar?
I think it's that. There's that, yes. But the fact is, especially with yoga, but even with all the others, like some of the things that we're doing now and adding some new trends and things to the programming, it's about the delivery, and the fact that if they know that Suzelle is coming in from Kentucky, and this hotel just brought in this girl from Kentucky to teach classes to you, then they must have done this for a reason. There's that somebody special, and they know what they're doing. And whether it's a North American thing or not, like we work with Club Med in Caribbean, and now Club Med in Asia. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But there's a lot of French speaking people at the Club Meds, and actually the one in Punta Cana, they're predominantly French speaking. So we're not predominantly French speaking. We have some that do speak French, but we actually run into some a little bit of a language barrier ourselves sometimes for that reason. So it's not about the English speaking as much as it's about the fact that that hotel has provided this particular person, and not one of their staff members that lives there. I think it's kind of like that,
I did talk about that a little bit on Tuesday, that they'll put a picture up of you. They kind of make a big deal over you and make you feel a little bit like,
and you're a rock star
visiting. Which is cool.
Yeah, and so that's why it's important when you build the profile to give all of those details, because it helps me know you get a chance, an opportunity when you're building your profile, and anytime you want to update it, to check off all the formats you teach. So there's positions, and then there are formats within the positions. So the position is what offers you the qualification to be able to choose a certain hotel. So for instance, Secrets Aquamal is a resort in Cancun, and it's a big favorite of everyone's, and it requires yoga. It's yoga only. So if a Zumba instructor came in and they didn't check off yoga, they would not be able to book that hotel. So that's how it's all done. But if they taught three or four different styles of things, that would be listed underneath it. So the position is what helps choose where it is that you go. And I determine through my own expertise, and which is, you know, I know the hotels and I know the fitness industry. Since I've been in it since the 80s, and I teach everything. If I had a card with all my certs, it would just drop down to the floor from here because I love learning. But anyway, it's a way for us to make it easy for you. So when you are, and then you can actually search by way of your position. So if you're group fitness, that's pretty much all encompassing for cardio style fitness, anything other than yoga kind of. And then yoga is yoga. And then there's Pilates. And then there's sometimes they'll say, I don't care who you send me, Suzelle. I just want one of your instructors this week. So it'll have an opportunity for a Zumba instructor, a pound instructor, a yoga instructor, a Strong Nation instructor, a Pilates instructor, any one of those, or one person who teaches all of those can choose that place because they just want one of our pros to be there to provide really cool programming to their guests. So all that's done in your profile, you create it. We get a picture of you that we like to keep current every year. So we'll ask you if you haven't done it, you have to do a new one. And we have a place for you to upload your certs because guess what? You cannot travel with us without a current certification on the product that you're teaching in. So if you've let your AFA expire, but you're teaching yoga and you have a 200-hour, you're good. But if you're going in as a group fitness instructor and your certification lapsed, you have to renew it or find another one. We guarantee certified professionals, and that poses a problem sometimes because some gyms and some centers don't require it after a certain time. So we have, recommendations that we'll offer, but we don't allow anyone to travel until that is set and uploaded in their account. And that's that. Then you get to pop back on there, log in with your login that you create yourself. And as a basic free member, you can see all the hotels and all the available positions. I have 90 options and a week. And that's, of course, depends on how many of those positions you hold, how many of those positions you can do. Now, there are 12 of them that are tennis positions. So, but 2 of those are actually either or. So it's only really 10 that would not be
professionals traveling a week, or 90 hotels with more than one professional.
Well, yeah. So 90 positions right now. So that means that I have less hotels than that because some of my hotels I have more than one professional. Yeah. And so we have several of those, which is fun. If you have some friends that teach, you guys can travel together at the same hotel. Yeah, that's really cool.
When I go somewhere together, I'm ready.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, it's really fun too because especially if you mix it up some.
Yes.
I have a lot of people
Eileen's over here saying, "You and me, I love it."
Right? And so there's a few hidden ones too, because if you go into the website and you can choose multiple pro positions, that's going to tell you where we have 2 positions. Say, for instance, couples swept away. Probably my second or third hotel I ever worked with, and still do. And I still work with all the ones I worked with before. Some of them changed names more than once, but I still do. If they're still alive, I still do.
And you guys see me taking notes because I'm writing down some of these questions that you guys have. So
thanks.
I can circle back.
I can see them pop in, but I have to put my glasses on.
Yep.
So, but anyway, yeah. So those positions are available. We open our calendar right now through October 2021.
That's one of the questions that just came in is, are you guys open and what's going on? So yes.
Right. And that's one of the things we wanted to talk about. Right. So yes, we are open for business. I haven't stopped. As a matter of fact, it's been very busy.
Because you're having to take care of cancellations from the resorts that are closed, and you're still booking. And
we're still booking in future dates. And we're keeping track of our restrictions, what's going on with our government, Canadian government, because majority of our members are North American, although we do still have lots of members from other parts of the world, and we are going to be accumulating more and more of those as well as we move forward. But yes, so we are open for business, and we are booking and our booking site is up to date. So for instance, if you go in and you're looking and you see Secrets Aquamal or Secrets Cap Cana is available June, I forget what it is, or July 5th. That means, yes, at this time, the hotel is scheduled to be open and there is an available position for July 5th through the 12th. And whatever.
Is that the earliest one that you've got right now?
No, actually, we have, let me get my list out. Jamaica is, many of the resorts in Jamaica are opening June 1st, they say. So now all of them have closed. Okay. You know, mandated by their governments, but also, you know, their borders are closed. Mm-hmm. And so, but the reopening dates are they're not just, okay, let's just put this date down. They are based on research. They are based on their government understandings, because these are multi-million-dollar facilities. These are high-end facilities. They don't want to have to keep changing their opening date. If they don't feel this is going to work, they would not post it and keep booking people. I mean, it's, my instructors are one thing, but you know, but everybody else, I mean, come on, there's just no way that they would.
Like June 1st?
June 1st. And so not all the hotels, because some of the things that the hotels are finding is, you know, they know that it's not going to be 90% occupied as soon as it opens back up, mm-hmm. right? You know, that's pretty obvious. So the couples resorts say they're going to be open June 1st. So we have Couples Swept Away, Couples Sin Souci, Couples Tower Isle. Secrets Montego Bay has a yoga position and an aqua position. You guys, that aqua position, it's a half hour a day. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. It's a half hour aqua fitness class a day, and it's $1,000 a night most of the time when you stay at places like this. So I mean,
Here we go, Eileen. That's the one we're doing.
So there's a yoga position and a aqua fitness position at Secrets. So it's 900 rooms. There are 2 towers. So what they decided to do was keep one tower closed and do some renovations, and the other towers open. So people are getting confused because they say, oh, I just heard Secret St. James is not opening till September 30th, but Secrets Wild Orchid opens June 1st, and it's one hotel. It's just 2 lobbies. Gotcha. So that can be confusing. Breathless is open a little later. I think they're Breathless Montego Bay a little later. The Jewel properties and the Hyatt, those have decided they're waiting till July 1st. Okay. So it's across the board. I have some opening July 15th. Who's that? Yeah. And so then I have some opening. So the June 1st is Jamaica. Costa Rica is still saying June 1st. We have 2 beautiful hotels there. One Secrets and one Dreams Las Mareas. Secrets Papagayo, Dreams Las Mareas. Both of those are yoga positions. Dreams is a family resort, so you can bring the kiddos if they're not over 13. There's no extra charge.
And let me back you up real quick, because we got a question that came in about that. Tell them who is included when they travel.
Yes. Okay. So every hotel includes one adult companion for free. So there's a booking fee we charge, which is a weekly fee, and that fee includes, that is your fee. It's a service fee. So it's what we do to get you there to be able to stay for free. All the things that we do, and we do about everything but drive you to the airport, pack your bags. And then we're there for you when you're there too. So we don't drop you off and leave you there. Yeah, and so that includes one adult companion always. But if you like to travel by yourself, and I like to travel by myself, I'll bring my husband every once in a while, and maybe a staff member. But I like doing myself. But it's still the same price. There's no, it's a booking fee, an admin fee.
So you're not going to pay 2 booking fees if you're taking your husband. You're just going to pay.
Right. You're going to pay that fee, and your husband comes along, your best friend comes along, your mom comes along. You can bring any of your children along at the all-inclusive. At the all ages hotels. The adult only properties, 1 adult companion, that's it. If you want to bring along another adult companion, say you just want to bring a couple girlfriends with you or something, there'll be an additional charge, but you can do that. It'll be a nightly charge. But the first adult companion is always included. Then for the all ages hotels, the family resorts, we refer to them, you can bring 1 adult companion and 2 kids 12 and under at most of them, that's included. So once they turn 13, they are not included, and they will look at passports. So sorry about that. You can't slide those little ones in. I always hear, oh, they're tiny. They don't take up much space. They don't eat much. You know, I'm like, you know, that's not the point. But anyway, that's their rules, not mine. So this is the same rules you play when you're, you know, if you were paying full price and as a regular guest. So it's not a Fit Bodies rule. It's a hotel rule. Okay. And they do this because these hotels are high end, and they are not looking at a spring break type situation. So only 3 adults ever in any room, with the second adult companion being an extra charge. Total max 4. So that's 2 adults, 2 kids. If you wanted 3 adults and 1 child, you would pay that additional fee for a 3rd adult, but you can do that because that's only 4. You can't do 4 adults. We do have a few hotels that have accepted children a little older. The Hyatt, Ziva, and Zilara in Jamaica. Hyatt, Ziva, and Zilara, or Hyatt, Ziva, I mean. Zilara is adult only. Ziva is, they're connected. 16 and under. So you get to bring those tweens there without extra charge. Jewel Grand is 15. That's right next door. Beautiful property. 2 positions, yoga and a fitness. They have a lovely spin studio, by the way, for you spinners. And so does Hyatt.
Are we ever going to get
amazing
spin again?
Oh, I know. But those are 15 and under. Club Meds, Caribbean, all yoga positions. There's 5 of them, 15 and under, and those are amazing places to take the kids because of all the unbelievable activities. And then we just signed a contract right before March, right in February, end of February, perfect timing, for Club Med Southeast Asia. And I can't be more excited about this. I know the timing's a little off, but it might give us all a chance to really sink into the thought of going to Bali, going to Phuket, going to Malaysia on the island, going to Japan, and it's a beautiful place. So check it out on the website. You don't have to even have to be a member to slide through and look at these hotels. You can sign up later and just go scroll through and check it out.
Okay, you are getting me so excited because Bali is bucket list for this girl.
I know. And this one, they're taking our fitness pros too. So not just yoga. So fitness pros that got all aggravated with me because I said, no, it's just a yoga position at Club Med.
I just got a little teary-eyed.
Oh, I know. I'm so excited. It's been coming, Kelly, for about 3 years. And seriously, I needed the time to have my plan of reaching people that will be able to do it. Yes, us over here, we're going to go, but we want to reach people in other parts of the world that would go there a lot. Our Australia, our South Africa, our UK, our Asia people. We're working to build our database in a bigger way in those areas to help us fill these spots. So I'm very, very excited. Like I said, timing could be better, but that's okay. You know, we're still at it and we are not stopping and we're going to keep doing it. There's a whole bunch of other ones in the future with this group, with this Club Med group in that area. Right now, nobody wants to talk too much about hanging out in China, but you know, there'll be a day, and they have some ski resorts that we'll eventually be working with. So, you guys,
cool. That's not something you've done before, is it?
Never, no.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to share my screen real quick, Suzelle, while you're talking, because I'm going to show them exactly how you go to the website and look at these resort things. Somebody was asking about that. Sorry, okay, here we go. So, you go, this is Fit Bodies Inc., but this is not the one you're saying that we should go.
It doesn't matter. Go to, it's okay, you can go there. Just it just says members book a trip, or
is that where I should go?
Click there. Just click there. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm signed in, and I've already made my profile, and I'm signed in.
Yeah,
no,
but
I'm not.
You still have to log in. So this is what anybody else is going to see. And you can see at the top there, it's fitnessprotravel.com. You can say fitnessprotravel.com. You could actually go directly there if you wanted, but it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
So yeah, you got your username and password. So if you didn't have one, at the top there, it says register for an account. That's where you start. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So you
At
would
the
go
very,
to
yeah.
your email.
If you wanted to sign up, that's where
There's
you would
Tai
start.
Chi. So Rocky was asking about Tai Chi.
Yes, and they're looking for that in our Asia properties, but we also have other places that like it as well. But that's definitely one of the checkoffs for our Asia properties.
So should I log in now?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to log in, and
it's
then you will see you can choose the country or the dates or both, right? And then
or you can just hit the book a trip tab at the that orange book a trip tab.
And this is where you see all the different logos, right?
Yeah, so this is more the search area. So up on the left there, search travel spots. You can search by resort, by type, which is adult or family. The date, there's a little a yellow button up there, and it tells you to, if you want to search 1 week in particular, pull out a Monday, because what happens is if you put in a Sunday, these are mostly Sunday to Sunday travel. We didn't get into that, but you arrive and depart on Sundays, and you teach on the non-travel days. So if you're selecting a Sunday, you're going to see both, say Sunday the 12th of July, you'll see the 5th to the 12th and the 12th to the 19th.
Gotcha.
So it tells you that underneath the product that you're searching for, but it may be confusing. If you're really looking for just 1 week, you might want to just put in that Monday date, and it'll just single out that 1 week.
So if I put in June 15th and I say Jamaica, then there's a chance I might find something, because Jamaica
click on that and see what we got there.
Okay.
So we do. We got wow, just only 2 positions. So see, that means that's a good thing. That means that they're hanging on to the weeks that they said they were already booked, or people have already booked those weeks. So that's all that's left. Is the 3 positions at Hito and the Tower, Iowa, and Sanssouci tenant. So it's just really 1 fitness position, unless you want to go to Hito, which I assume they're going to be open. I just think that's kind of I haven't heard yet when they're going to open back up, but they're telling us June.
And then this gives you all the information about that resort, about what you'll be doing when you're there, all of that good stuff.
And then view teaching vacation details. There's an orange button down below. Click on that, and what that does is it takes you to a little more details. If you scroll down, it's going to give you like a schedule if we have it. There's a gift fund situation. We can discuss that if you want. What to do about transfers, and then the resort activities and services are there too. So that's that. If you scrolled all the way to the bottom of this to the site map, if you see resorts and view resorts underneath resorts, that's going to give you a whole list of all of them. The view resorts does.
Ooh, beautiful. I think that's what people want to see.
Might want to see. And I mean, you'll see that in the book a trip section for the search, but if you wanted to really, really get a view, and every one that you click on is going to give you the details of that. It's going to give you the details of the administration fee. It's going to give you the details of, anything else that needs to be, and then again, you can find it from the product page. That's what we call that. And then up in the right corner, check availability. That's the one you did.
Is this still one of your favorites?
It is. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. We love that. And actually tomorrow, I'm going to be teaching a little yoga class, a 30-minute yoga class live on Instagram on the Zoetry Instagram account. So if anybody wants to jump on at 5 o'clock Eastern time, it's Zoetry Resorts. You'll find it on Instagram. And it is
on that website on Tuesday. I was showing them the pictures.
Yeah, were you? Yeah. So and then up in the right hand corner you can click the check availability. It'll take you back to that product page is what we call it, which is and if you click on Zoetry there, then it'll tell you, then it's going to give you the drop down box of what's available. So if you select a date, then you can see right there.
Crazy, why am I not seeing that? Oh, right here.
Right there. Well, there you go. So it's there's a lot of dates available there. So you can add that to your cart if you find a date you want. That's where you'll check out with the booking fee you see above there, the $500. And then we'll review it, double check it, make sure every credentials are good, and then we'll confirm it for you by way of email within 24 hours. And then you will be purchasing your flights to arrive and depart on those days. Zoetry, as you notice, is a Monday date, not a Sunday date. So she picked one that's a little different. And the main reason is because it's a tiny, not tiny, but it's an exclusive property. It's their highest line. And they don't have an entertainment team. They have one entertainment manager. So typically an entertainment team member would meet you on Sunday because the entertainment manager is off, but there's no entertainment team. And the rest of the hotels have an expansive entertainment team because there's a lot going on. But at Zoetry, it's more about relaxation, so they don't need so many people telling you how to relax.
Oh my goodness.
So that's why.
So good.
That's why it's Monday, but most of them are Sunday. And then Club Med is Saturday because that's a Club Med thing. So we do have some different days of arrival, departure. And people ask me, can we do it on other day? Can we arrive on a different day? And the reason that we don't do that is because it messes with the system. Think about it. You know, as soon as somebody leaves, another person checks into that same, you know, room that was reserved, not necessarily the same room, but the room that was reserved for our pros. So you leave on Sunday, somebody else comes in on Sunday or Monday, whatever it is. If you arrived on Saturday, then you'd be overlapping one day. If you arrive on Monday, nobody would be there to teach on Monday. So we know that there's times when flights can be a little better on other days of the week, but that's not anything that's out of our hands as far as trying to keep it organized. So, you know, you make it work. And you're saving so much anyway. It's like, okay, let's do it.
Okay, so
Eileen, you started when you were an infant. Ha ha ha! Thank you.
And that's sweet. And then they were talking a lot about visual cueing, which it's such an important topic.
It is.
Can't go too far into it today, but especially with the multi-language and the English as a second language.
Yeah,
really good to be able to.
Yeah, and yoga. I think with yoga, you know, I tend to just practice with them. And that's what I'm going to do tomorrow in this, you know, this live show. Obviously, I don't have anybody to walk around and talk to, but it's almost like you really have to do it. And if you scratch your nose, they scratch their nose. But it's what it is. You know, you really do have to do that. And definitely, and no matter what we're doing, you're going to be doing it. So that's why, you know, I talk about Zumba, but Zumba works really well for that reason. And that's why he did it the way he did, was, you know, because of all the different languages. So we can take from that, you know, that style and make it work. But I had one lady, I remember this at Secrets Divine, one of my favorite places, and she'd been there all week long, and I'm talking to everybody, and she's laying on her side. It was a yoga class, and I tell everybody to, you know, to come back up to seated position. She's still there, and I'm thinking, okay, sleep. No. So finally I'm thinking, maybe she doesn't hear me, you know. I did not know the whole week long that she only spoke Spanish. I really didn't know this. I typically figure that out many times, but she just smiled and acted like she knew everything I was saying and followed me. So I think, you know, I guess that's a good tribute to me that she was able to do everything, but she had no idea when certain things because she didn't know what it meant.
Testament to your teaching skills right there.
And this is what we were talking about before it came on air. The way that this enhances your abilities, you become a better instructor, believe me, with this program. Whether you went into it for that or not, you come out of it with that because you find ways to adapt with the different environment, the weather conditions, the sound system may not work right, you know, the scheduling. There's a lot of things that can come up. You have to adapt to that. We're not ever in an exact amazing spot for the things that we normally do, but wait a minute, we want Zumba on poolside. We don't want Zumba down the hallway where it might be a better place to do it, but nobody knows we're doing it. So there's a lot of things that go into it. I run into a lot of questions from my pros about that, and you know, this was not the ideal conditions, and it's not, but it is because there's a beach there and there's a pool there.
You brought up an important question because I think a lot of us right now are setting up businesses because we're going to be teaching virtually. And so can this be written off as a business expense?
I absolutely see no reason why not, because it's something you would have to talk with your accountant, but it's definitely that way. And we're working on continuing education credits for it because I started thinking about it, and seriously, everyone I talk to comes back as a better instructor. What better way to learn how to get better when you have to figure out some form cueing and hand signals or whatever it is, because your group is, not all speaking the same language as you. What better education is it that you have people in there that from every level, from the beginner to the advanced to everybody in between, to the people, like I said, that have already had their mimosas. What better way to become a better instructor? Why I don't want someone coming that has not been teaching more than a year. I don't feel that there's enough background in their education to be able to handle something like that. And it's not, yes, for me, I don't want that person. It's not about me and my business as much as it is about them. I don't want them to feel uncomfortable and inadequate and embarrassed if that comes up. So these are really important factors and why we are very particular about it. Yeah. But there's not too many people we say, oh no, you can't go. We just want to make sure your background's there. And if it's not, get it. Yeah. Don't just say, okay, sorry, this is not going to work out. Let's just make it work. We'll find that way.
Okay. So I want to review just some of the real specifics, and then Eileen just asked a great question. So let me ask you this real quick. The instructor, what pieces of equipment should they plan on bringing, and what is supplied by the typical resort?
So you don't have to plan on bringing anything. I always bring my own yoga mat because I like to practice on my own, and there may or may not be yoga mats, right? Yoga. I see she mentioned the yoga blocks and stuff. Yeah. So but other than that, that's just because I want to bring my own. You don't have to. There are some places you might not even see mats. You might be using towels because it's on the beach. So that's another thing to keep in mind. There's some different ways that we're going to be practicing. If you're fitness, you don't bring your own music, of course. So this is important. If you're going to use music in whatever it is that you do, bring your own. And you want to make sure that it's downloaded. Every property I work with has Wi-Fi. Every property I work with has Wi-Fi pretty far. Like one of my favorite offices is the beach at Secrets Cap Cana. I can go almost to the water's edge and still work on my computer. There's nothing better. But there are some that aren't so great. I mean, they're more contained. So that's the thing. Make sure it's downloaded. You're not going to always be able to rely on Pandora or something like that if it's not already downloaded. You can use anything. I recommend also bringing, if you're using your iPhone or iPod or iPad or MP3 of any sort, to make sure you have multiple connectors, like an adapters. They usually have them, but if you have, some of them have the old equipment, and so it might be the little pin instead of the lightning. So just keep that in mind and just keep that. Otherwise, the right clothing, the sunglasses, the sunscreen, the hat,
the bikini.
The bikini, definitely. So really not as much, not any equipment. You're not going to find blocks. If you like using blocks and you really want to throw a bunch of them into your suitcase, do it. Some people bring pool noodles when they're teaching the aqua class for us at Secrets because they want the pool noodles and they seriously bring a bag of them because they know they're probably not going to be there. So you got to keep this in mind. If the equipment's there, it doesn't last long. So things get carried away. Very seldom in fitness are you going to find any props. So it's going to be more, body weight. So like a body weight boot camp type thing or anything along those lines. If you're doing that,
you're going to plan on teaching things that don't require a lot of equipment.
Right. Absolutely.
That you want to use, you probably want to bring.
Yeah. So since I started the business in Jamaica, at that time it was STEP. And when I started bringing in more hotels, we needed back then, if any of you guys are in there and know, we needed a springform wood floor. We needed a sound system with pitch control. We needed a headset. Well, we have all that in some of those resorts because I started the business there. So I put 6 or 7 gyms together with those movement studios. I brought the spin bikes to Jamaica for the first time ever for like 6 or 7 places, and it's still there. So these are things you might see in Jamaica, an indoor facility or an enclosed facility where you're probably not going to find that in most other places.
Very interesting. Okay. So I'm going to rattle through the basics real quick that I know, and then you're going to correct me when I.
Okay.
So the teaching vacation, the whole thing is comped. There are some properties that are a little bit extra. For instance, Zoetree, there was a little bit extra because that place is so over the top.
Right.
5-star, you see it on TV as the place where the celebrities get married, that kind of thing. So, but most of the resorts are fully comped for you and a guest. And then if it's a family resort, for you and a guest and two kids under 12.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pay for your own
under 13.
airfare.
They can be 12. They can be 12.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You're going to pay for your airfare. You're going to pay that admin fee one time, regardless of how many people are allowed to go with you. It's just that one admin fee. It's between
per week.
$450
yes.
and $550.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Most of it's 500 to 550 usually, but most are 5. Most are 500.
You will be required to bring a gift. There's a gift program, and that helps the resort to get some things that they aren't able to get in the countries that they're in.
Right. And a lot of the time you'll just be paying, it's $150, and you'll just be paying that instead of taking things. Lately, we have really developed a rapport with these guys, and we're getting like drones and projectors and mixing boards and things that we can ship to them, or I carry them usually when I travel. We collect and build up to it. Some of them are, $5,000 and $6,000 a piece. So we'll collect ahead of time, and you don't have to take anything. There are times when they'll say, "Oh my gosh, we need this for this event, and we need to get it down there." And maybe you paid for it, and we still ask you to take something. But it varies. I think now we see more people donating the money into that account for us to build that account to the amount of money we need to buy what it is that they want. So,
and then you take something that might be like higher end, and then you're actually putting it in your suitcase so that we're not dealing with trying to ship.
Sometimes I'll be the one carrying it, or we ship it. We have an international account with DHL now, and we have been finding it easy lately to get to some of these areas. It changes all the time. So we work on it, and we also work on these guys and say, hey, it's got to be something we can fit in a suitcase. I took down, and I would never ask anybody else to do this, but I took down a bunny costume, and it was one of those big heads. And my sons are musicians, so we found the tom drum case, and I put it in the tom drum case, and I just threw all my clothes in there. I got to customs in Mexico. I know, and the guy goes, I said, it's a bunny head.
Oh my
and he
God,
goes,
really funny.
he goes, "I'll just go." I don't even want to know.
It is,
but I told him,
is.
No more bunny heads. But no, we keep it as, we just want to tell people. I know a lot of people like to go carry on only, which I don't know how you do that. I can't do that for a weekend, let alone a week, especially now, because I'm going to want to wear all my high heels, because I haven't had them on my feet since March 18th, I think it was. But I know I miss my high heels.
My hair cut. I miss getting my hair cut.
Oh my God. And so I said, but I can't imagine. I know a lot of people, I know you guys, maybe you do it. I can't do it. But we say, hey, just plan on, and not just doing a carry on in case we ask you to bring something. And then if we don't, then there you go. You can do it that way if that's what you want. But there's times you might need to slide something into your suitcase. Maybe some deflated volleyballs, or it's amazing.
Nothing weird. It's not going to be
nothing weird. Yeah. No, nothing that's.
We're not telling you what's in this package.
No, and it's not illegal. It is not illegal. They're not selling it. So if you see that on the customs report, let's talk about that in a second. You don't have to worry, because it'll say, are you bringing things into the country? Well, you're not bringing things into the country for them to sell. And that's what the question is always about. It's not about that. We're bringing things in to give to them. So we would never ask anybody to do something illegal or send anything that wasn't right. We always double check all that. Believe me, there are certain things you just can't send, and we know what they are. Certain things you can't carry, and we know what they are. So we keep up with that. One thing to note real quick, since I was talking about your customs reports and your immigration reports, this is a teaching vacation. It's not a job. You're not getting a work permit. You are going down on an exchange. So you're basically exchanging services for the room that they're giving you. So you've got to keep that in mind, because if you check off business instead of pleasure, they'll put you on a plane and go right back home. So it's important to know that, because it's not a job, it's a vacation, and you just get to do what you love to do, inspire people from all over the world instead of paying to stay there.
Okay.
And that's about 93% of the time you're teaching, and the rest of the time it's your vacation to do everything and anything you want to do. Anything. Yeah, as long as you're in your class 15 minutes before and you talk to the people afterwards for a little bit, you're done. You're a vacationer. You're a guest.
Love it.
First and foremost, yeah.
Except you get a little bit of special treatment because they treat you.
You do. People, oh yeah, yeah, you are a celebrity. It's true. Yeah. They love having us. They do. Yeah.
Well, it was a lot of fun when I went. You guys really did take great care of me. I have small kids. Well, I don't know if you guys saw my 14-year-old just walking back here a second ago, but
no, I missed it.
Yeah, you need to come here with me, Suzelle. This place is beautiful too. So this is my sister's beach house.
I've seen your stuff. I'm like, where are you?
So I'm in a private location that I will tell you guys after the quarantines are over.
Okay.
I may or may not have crossed state lines.
Okay.
It's my sister's beach house, and it's right on the water right here, and there's a pier back here. I really am thinking that I may plan a yoga retreat at some point here, like maybe in October. So look out for that, because we might do that together. So there's 6 or 7 bedrooms here, so we got plenty of room. Okay, so I think we have covered everything. We covered airfare, we covered gift fund, we covered, how you book, how you become a member, how you see all the different resorts. Traditionally, you have been in the Bahamas, but you're moving into Asia.
Yes. So we do, we have a couple cruise ships, and we're still not sure what's going on with those cruises. Nobody really knows. They say they're coming back. They're just a 2-day to the Bahamas. So we still kind of have Bahamas. It's fun. It's just 2 days. So you get on board, you go over, you spend the night on the way over. You're in the Grand Bahama or Nassau, and then you got a day there, and then you come right back, and you do that 3 times for 6 days.
Fun.
So it's kind of cool. It comes out of West Palm Beach. So look for that Bahama Paradise Cruise. We'll see if it comes back up. Hopefully that it will. All of them are struggling, and we don't know what's happening. I'm partnered with some amazing hotel partners, and I know people will question that. I've had that question come up. Are they even going to reopen? Well, it's tough for all of us, but yes, they are going to reopen. Yes, we will be back. And, as I said, just check out the site. It'll tell you exactly what days are available. And you can see it, even with the basic free membership, you can see it every week that's open when you choose those weeks. So scroll through those and see what's up. We do have a membership tier real quick before we go on to anything else. I probably ought to touch on that. Basic members are free. You can be a basic member for as long as you want. You can travel as a basic member as well within the next 4 weeks. So right now, not too many options, but you're going to see those dark gray where you could actually click on it and put it in your cart. Everything else can be lighter gray. If you want to travel between now and in the next 13 months, so I believe it's at the end of May, so you can go all the way to the end of May 2021, as many times as you want for an entire year. It's $67 for a travel membership. So you upgrade to travel at $67, and that also affords you the opportunity to be able to use your affiliate code and get travel rewards as well. If somebody else upgrades. So I won't get into that right now because we're getting ready to change some things up, but it's all going to be good. Either way, though, when you're ready to book, that's when you do it. If you're ready to book something between now and that's outside the next 4 weeks, you had all year to keep doing that on that $67. When it's time to renew, you have to do it yourself. It's not an auto renew. So if you're not ready to travel again, you can just let it go back to basic and then start again whenever you're ready. So that's the other expense that might, that's not obvious right away, but we're not hiding anything, and we're not hiding any information for any level. Then we have medallion level. Medallion is $395 a year, and the people who like the medallion membership like it because you get a book any week you see on there. And right now, all the way through to November 2021. Soon I'll have Christmas and the first of 2022. Hard to believe I'm saying that. Will be available to medallion members because they can book any date they see. and they get 5% off on everything they book. So a lot of our members travel, some travel 3 and 4 months at a time. They bounce around to different hotels. Yep. And some just want those Christmas weeks, want those 1st of January weeks. They want those February weeks, and they know if they wait too long, they won't get them, and they know where they want to go. I've been doing this so long. We've got people going to the same places every year, and they want to make sure that that's their spot. So that's the only way they can do it. So anyway, that gives them that. And that's up to you, what you want to do. Otherwise, stay as a basic member until it's time to book something, and you may or may not have to upgrade past that. It doesn't change anything. It's just what's available for you.
Beautiful. Okay, I think we have covered it all, Suzelle.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks, Kelly. She's been bugging me, you guys, and I'm like, I know, I'm coming on. And now I feel like I have a little bit more time, even though we're busy.
Yeah.
We're in business, and we are happy to answer questions. I have an amazing team. Missy in customer service, Erica in customer service, Denise does customer service. I just brought Anna on board. She's awesome. She's helping me out with partnerships. We're getting ready to launch a new program that you guys are going to be hearing about, a new wellness event we're going to be doing at Dreams to Loom. So just keep an eye on. And also, you guys, even before you sign up, or after you sign up, when you sign up, you're going to be checked into our newsletter. I am pretty bad about that sometimes, but the newsletter gives a lot of information. So if you want to sign up for the newsletter now, you're welcome to. There's a spot on the very bottom of the site map that says instructor, and it says, what time is it? Do I have a call? Oh, I have a call in 3 minutes. I'm like, oh, I just got my 3 minutes. Yeah. But anyway, so there's a place that says instructors Fit Bodies newsletter. You can click on that and you can get signed up for that. But you become a member, you'll automatically be signed up. And we send a lot of information out there, so don't miss out on those. And again, tomorrow, my yoga class for the Zoetry channel. And if you sign up for that, you can actually win a trip. Not with me, but a real trip where you go on vacation. So maybe you do a week with me and then stay another week if you win it. So that's kind of cool. And check out some of the hotels. They're awesome. So thanks again, Kelly.
I'm going to throw the link up to Fit Bodies Travel. And thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Okay.
Guys, yeah, email me, chat with me anytime. I love it. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Kelly, so much. Talk to you soon.
Everybody, we are signing off, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you again.